Be honest with you, the bullet hell thing's not my genre, so it probably wouldn't have ended well for me anyway.
Oh, the sun's down. I can turn off the AC upstairs.
That is a sentence I will never say in this state.
I haven't had to. It's been cooler lately. I haven't had to run it as much.
You're gonna laugh when I say that. Like I was, I had to go outside a couple times. I went and tested one of the ATMs earlier, and I went outside, and I was thinking of this when I went out to get the truck in the afternoon. I'm like, man, it's actually not that bad outside today. It feels pretty decent. I wonder what the temperature is. Getting the truck, it's 91 degrees. It just didn't feel like a bad 91 degrees.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I think the humidity's a little less. All right, let's try this again. Since apparently I fell off.
I see Girlface is going to be starting a new city.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm starting a new one too. Now that I know there's no point in doing the light, it's not like the modern games, and there's no point in doing the light differential.
Yeah, light is only if you want to have like an area that's specifically like low houses or whatever.
Yeah, until Destel said that, I had no, I didn't, I don't think I ever knew that that's how it worked.
And as long as the best, like the quote optimal block width is like 6 zones wide, because a zone can be up to 3 tiles away from a road or a form of transportation.
I know you're saying that, and I thought I understood it when we were playing, but I think after Destel looking at it later, I did not, and still don't understand what you're saying.
So I'll paste a screen. I'll turn off buildings and I'll paste you a screen grab of my zoning.
There's my stuff.
So in the race, I turned off my buildings and I posted a screen grab.
Okay.
So you can see that I've got areas that, like if you look at those industrial zones, for instance, you can see that they're 6 tiles like wide, but they're longer. And you can also see like I've got an area that's both commercial zone and residential zone in the lower right-hand corner. So that's what I mean by like up to 3 tiles away. So you can.
I think I took that to meaning that like I think everything was sets of 3 tiles, like 3 road, 3 tile road, 3 tile road.
No, what it means is that you can do up basically functionally, as long as you do a block of 6 wide, you should be good.
Okay. So 6, so yeah, because everything
that's the maximum. Obviously,
the width, 6 wide width, and the length, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So, okay.
Obviously, you can't. There are some places where you can't fit 6 wide zones, but that just means that that's like the maximum that you could do.
That's a great thumbnail, girl face.
That was butt faces. I'm using his all of his.
Well, you're using it, so it's a great one. You're risky making me compliment butt face, and I don't think I want to do that.
Sorry, honey.
No worries.
Thought Z was joining us.
He said he had to go to the bathroom.
But that was
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago, yeah.
Hey.
Speak of the devil, I just heard him say I'm here. I just saw him typing.
Apparently it's 78 outside right now, which is not.
It is 73.
That's not bad
here.
at all. That's not bad at all for summer.
Let me.
Yeah, it says
switch.
73 here.
Oh, hold on.
What are you switching?
From Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's 64
Oh.
here.
Okay. Well, you could have told me in Celsius. I can do the math in my head. It's just double it and
Yeah,
add
but
30.
it's easier just to. I can easily just switch it on my phone.
We hit.
Oh, yeah, that does
30
help,
last
yeah.
week. It was kind of nuts.
So I guess that would be. Let's say it's 80.
I was gonna say 30 is
That's
like
close
in
enough.
the 80s. I want to say.
Yeah,
I think
so.
30 is about. I think that's what it. Okay, so 20 is 70. Double it and add 30, so 25 degrees. 50. Yeah, it'd be 25 degrees here right now. 30's like, yeah, closer to 30. 30 is actually 90 exactly.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
okay.
bruh, it's, yeah, 30's 90 exactly. So it'd have been about like 30 degrees earlier today.
I thought it was like mid 80s.
It's probably more accurate, but double it and add 30's pretty close on. It's within like a few degrees. Like the further you go away from it, the more like the hotter you get, the further it drifts.
Well, you also got to realize that again, we're right down by the ocean because we're on the island, right? So humidity here is through the roof.
Oh, I can believe it. It's like Florida or Louisiana level, probably. But you're more temperate, aren't you?
We're a
Like because of the
we're a rainforest technically. I can't remember the exact type. We're not tropical.
probably humid,
but
humid subtropical, because that's what we are.
Or something else, and I can't remember. I used to.
I think it's temperate rainforest.
Yeah, I think so.
Temperate.
I think Bob
That's
had it right on the
crazy.
head.
That's not a sentence that's not a phrase that you put in Canada, temperate rainforest.
Well, welcome to the West Coast.
Yeah, we're all redwoods.
Right. Yeah, I've never done West Coast. I've technically seen California, but I could see it from Nevada.
I am.
They have to be in the water. Or by the water, I thought.
I don't know.
And it needs power. Do you have something generating power?
This.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm dumb. Okay. I'll stop backseating. You do you.
So I can get to messing around with this. All right, so we're just waiting on Zager. I'll get an LRT link up when it's time. Where do I want the power plant? I have to get my SimCity 2000 legs back up under me. Like I said, I never played this straight up as a kid. Like, we had it and I loved it, but I always just did the Priscilla cheat and just built whatever the crap I wanted. Lone click.
I think where I left off last time was I was starting to build a rail network.
Does
Like,
oil last? Does oil last longer than coal?
No, all power plants have a lifetime of 50 years.
So might as well just go with the cheaper one because it's only a difference of 20 megawatts.
Oil plants do pollute less than coal plants. But
Yeah,
if
but
you're
I'm not
keeping
worried.
them-
But I'm not worried about that starting out.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, the thing to do is like you put the power plant like on the opposite corner of the map and just string some power lines, and that way you don't have to deal with it. By the
Right.
time power plant pollution actually becomes a factor in your city, you should be rich enough to build like and have enough time pass to build like a microwave power plant or something like that.
Yeah.
Providing I don't screw it up and run out of money again. Always a threat, you know.
Always, always, always.
Yeah, or you
Mhm.
make a change that make things go sideways like me.
I forget you can't place it on the very edge. Just kind of strange to me. But alright. Go.
Z, you're muted.
Good evening.
There you are.
There he is.
Well, now let's see here.
Yeah, the problem with building subways is that they're just so damn expensive. But to get into like any kind of railway into my downtown core, I'm gonna have to build a subway.
Clicked on the wrong thing. That was a waste. I'm gonna. We're gonna go back. We're just gonna reload that.
Hang on, I can
That was a pretty severe waste of money.
It's always a good idea to save before making drastic expenditures.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was on power, and somehow or another I clicked on railroad. I actually have no idea how it got on railroad, in fact, but.
One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to make OBS stop overriding my transform very specific dimensions for recording a particular window.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, you can just tell it to do window capture.
Yeah, but it's... I have to scale the window to fit my layout, and then I have to crop the top and bottom off because the title bar and buttons keep trying to show, and they are not meant to be shown.
At least the Windows 95 version, the title bars and stuff will tell you stuff like, you know, money and things like that.
Oh, well, let's see here now. I can remember what I did.
If I build the power line to the pump, will the houses build over the power line?
No.
So if I
But what'll
build it,
happen is once the houses build, you can start deleting like parts of the power line.
gotcha.
At least I think that's how it works. Like if the power line touches part of the zone, it will build and the houses they'll build from there.
Right. But I don't know if they'll build without having the water infrastructure first, though, and need the pumps.
No,
on the
they
opposite
will.
side.
They'll build without water infrastructure,
Okay.
and then they'll complain that they don't have a water hookup.
Naturally. There we go. All right. That's a start, anyway. So
Let's see.
That's actually
here.
perfect. We'll do it like this.
Let's see. Audio okay?
Yeah.
Sounds fine to us.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting the stream now. Hmm.
We go. Be ready to start this as soon as Dan goes live. I'll kind of let it sit here for a little bit longer, and I don't think I'm going to build any more on it for the moment. I think I've got a good setup to start out.
It seems I had the wrong profile selected.
Mm.
Let's see if that works. That should work.
All right, now something's coming to life. I see a Windows 9 or 5 or desktop with Mike Aruba
Hooray.
in the background. Yeah,
So,
see, even if you have stuff like title bars or whatever in your stream, I still crop crap anyway. So you don't have to worry about stuff like taskbars or whatever, because I deal with it.
Okay. Has the actual stream been going, or?
No, I usually wait for people to come online and get their stuff ready, and I get all my crops
Oh, I
ready.
see.
Yeah, let's get all our ducks in a row first.
Yeah. So now that you're streaming, I've got you cropped. Four-player build-a-thon.
Build-tacular.
Oh yeah, Bob, you would have. I don't know if you watched last night's VOD, but that is a game that would have driven you absolutely bonkers.
I don't think I hadn't watched much of it. I was at work. I put it on at work so it'd be saved in my queue so I could watch it a little bit tonight probably, but I couldn't. I knew I wouldn't be able to pay attention to it well enough there.
I mean, that was a game. I mean, you know that I have a pretty good tolerance for when we play, you know. I mean, Buttface is correct that it's a very Torgo-ass game.
It kind of sounds like it. Like I'm not a good at shmups anyway, and bullet hells are just not my
Yeah,
thing.
it's not just a shmup. It's a it's like if you took a shmup and a metal slug and
Okay.
smushed them together.
Well, I mean, I saw enough of it. There's at least like an upgrade system and everything, and that seems interesting.
Yeah, but you have to be good at beating levels to get upgrades.
Right.
All right, now that everybody's here, I think we can start. I just pushed the button.
He pushed the button.
Push the button, Frank.
Streamlabs. Yeah, whatever you want, Microsoft. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, last week at the anime store, I ran into a real life gacha bomb.
Really?
That was a Bomberman gachapon. I did not buy anything from the Bomberman gachapon.
Do you have the link in there yet?
I don't have the link because in order to do that, I have to open up Firefox.
Oh.
And
I can find. I'll see if I can find the stream.
what I do is I just go to the LRT YouTube channel and it'll have it like right in the channel page.
Here we go. Let's waste some time. All right.
I suppose I could have
copy.
hidden my capture, I guess.
I hid mine. There's announcements. And I need to mute this.
You can recall that last time there might have been some issues with volume leveling.
Well, it changes every time. I mean, like for the most part, we control kind of our own personal volumes. So, like, if I think you're a
I
little
end
loud
up
or
I tweak
Yeah.
people, so like it's I can see when people talk on my little bouncy level things. So
What's up, Enigma?
I think
Shut up.
last time I might have been having trouble with
There.
the compressor getting it across Discord. Like if I lean in close to the microphone and then lean back out again, that shouldn't make a difference, and it doesn't make a difference on my stream. But I don't think Discord is running on the same filters.
no, I have you dial like I've dialed you down where I mean I like to keep people in my Streamlabs. I like people in that little yellow band. It's like I don't want people obviously peaking too much, but like you know we just deal with it because I can't like compress people because people Discord and like desktop audio come in the same place. So I can't like tweak that too much. But don't worry, I've got you. I deal with this all the time. Anyway,
It's like Dan's a pro or something.
We're what you call experts. We do this for a
Hardly.
living.
Yeah. Hardly. All right. Now everything.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
We are experts. Don't do what we do at home. Don't do it.
Said don't do it.
All right, I
Now,
think we've
should
got
not have to
everybody
tweak
dialed
anything
in.
for the rest of the screen. Why is it? Okay, it's. I've got 3 different levels of delay because I'm seeing like. So I've got my screen and I see where I made my changes. The laptop's over to the left with my stream up, and I saw the delay on it, and then I see the delay on the Let's Racing Time stream.
Woo! Gotta love that delay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since we've got everybody here and set up, we might as well get rolling. Had to put on the song. Anyway. Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday night. Let's building time. That's right, we are back in SimCity 2000
In the year
to
2000.
build our cities on LRT. That's right, I'm your host, Kefka Floyd. The stream is brought to you, as always, by the delicious taste of Worcester's Own Polar Seltzer. Tonight we've got a special summer flavor. We got blueberry lavender. I think my favorite of the new ones that have come out this year. Like I said, it still tastes like you're drinking Fruity Pebbles or Blueberry. It has that, I hesitate to call it artificial, but you know that sugar cereal taste. That's what it is.
Yep.
Joining me in our city council in the Quadriforce, we'll go around the horn. In the upper right-hand corner, she's our absolutely favorite Canadian, clearly. She's not a girl face.
Hi, I'm not a girl face, and I am here to build. Even though I'm drastically failing because I have to remember everything how to do this again. And I am drinking Sponsor Me wine tonight.
So, sponsor me
Oh.
wine.
Fancy.
Getting a little, I'm making, you can't see it, I'm making the little drinky motion.
Yeah.
What is the what you got? Like you got you a red or a white?
red.
Red.
Pinot.
Very nice.
A bottle of red. A bottle of white.
Bottle of red.
Whatever's in the mood tonight.
I need to buy some wine. I
Give
haven't
it
had
a
I haven't had a
Shiraz.
good bottle of wine in a
Thank
long
you.
time.
No problem.
I don't know I don't know my wine. I drink.
She drinks and she plays games. That's what she does.
Yep.
Next, in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, I guess he's cosplaying as Mike Aruba tonight. He's Zager.
Mike Aruba.
Mike Aruba.
Are you drinking Sponsor Me Mike Aruba?
Well, tonight I'm having a tall, cool, refreshing glass of ennui. As you can tell by the nature of my wallpaper, I'm thinking back on some old classics. And I
Like
figure,
SimCity 2000.
oh yes, like SimCity 2000. It was a time on a Windows 95 machine not long ago when I enjoyed SimCity 2000 the most. And tonight, I'm bringing that to you once again.
Excellent. And last but not least, in the lower left corner of the Quadriforce, he's the man that Molly Hatchet says shouldn't take too long to get reelected. I don't know how that works. He's everybody's favorite mayor. He's Bob the Elder.
Thank you, Dan. Indeed, your favorite whiskey drinking Southern friend, Bob the Elder, the one with the charming accent. I have my unsweet tea here as always, as the palate cleanser. Tonight's digestif is McAfee's Benchmark single barrel. McAfee's Benchmark is the cheapest Buffalo Trace product. It's the youngest Buffalo Trace product. This is literally unaged Blanton's. It's the same mash bill as Blanton's. It's just Blanton's without being 6+ years old. The single barrel is 100 proof. They've got just the basic one that's number 9, and then there's 4 special ones: full proof, single barrel, top floor, and bonded. Thankfully, I'm finally able to buy these in Alabama now, and they're very cheap and very good for being very cheap, because this is only $20. Anyway,
Nice.
launch it in. Back to you.
All right, so we are back on our BS.
Oh, it's good.
We're here to continue building our cities. So let's carry on then. So to give people status of the cities and what we're doing, I am returning to the city I had last time, the city of Danville, which looking over our city, we've got a lot going on in Danville. We've got basically half the map built. I think my project tonight is to try to fix my traffic problems, because I think that's one of the issues that my city is having in general. People are having issues commuting to their jobs because my residential areas and my commercial areas and industrial areas tend to be a little separated. So we're gonna try to see what we can do to solve that problem. Probably do my first attempt at building a subway and rail network. We'll see how well that works out for me. I see that Girlface and Bob are starting new cities. And I
Mhm.
think Zager, you're probably starting a new city as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm the only person continuing where they left off. So with that said, I guess I'm gonna turn on my. Oh, before I get started, just a couple handy notes so people remember. Quick shortcuts. Zooming in, you can use the home and end keys on your keyboard to change between the zoom levels. You can use the page down key and the delete key on your keyboard to rotate your city map. And so that way, that's kind of like your inverted T for navigation, and you can use your regular cursor keys to scroll around the map, and that way you don't necessarily need to go like switching your tools or whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using my left hand on the cursor keys and those other keys to manipulate those while my other hand is on the mouse.
I mean,
All right,
if it works, it works.
I'm gonna turn my speed back on to llama speed. I guess I have to start building train stations if I want people to actually use, because like there's a
Might
rail
help.
depot. I don't know if a rail, because a subway station. Actually, you know what? I should actually look at a manual. That would make sense to see what the difference is.
Just trying a little something different this time around. I figure
Okay, back to this one. I
what
guess
the
we can
heck?
turn it on now. No, freaking Verizon message. Just exactly what I want.
Apparently, building bus terminals is a good idea to reduce traffic.
All right, well, come on, build some residential. Can't do much until you build me some residential. Oh, for the record, it is actually building buildings over where I had power lines
Ah,
and replacing the power lines. So if that's the case, well, it's got power, so why is it not? Here, let's save city. There it goes. Just need to give it a little bit of time. Give it a little bit.
A little bit.
You'll love
Watch out, will you?
to. Only want to be with you. So why is that not connecting? Ah, the intricacies of this game. There we go. All right, we're moving on a little bit here. We're a little more commercial than residential at the moment, but that was by design. I just wanted a buffer between that and the industry. That's how I like to design stuff. I
all right.
like
So
to not have
let's
industrial next to residential.
build a bus depot.
Bum bum bum.
Where kind of is a
Dan,
good place?
your window is black on
Yeah,
stream.
that's because I was looking at a manual. So I
Gotcha.
I turned it back on. So let's build this bus depot like, let's build one like downtown. Is there a place I can build it worse? You know, this residential zone, I'm just gonna, it's kind of like in no man's land. I'm gonna bulldoze, that's actually a commercial zone. I'm gonna bulldoze this office tower and we're gonna put a bus depot in its place. And then we'll put a bus depot. I see a lot of, where do I see a lot of traffic? A lot of traffic over those bridges.
Of Madison County. Just funny considering I work in Madison County, now that I think about that, but different Madison County.
I'm gonna bulldoze these.
Alright, so I'm not getting any cash flow in yet.
All right, so we built those bus depots.
I'm
gonna bulldoze this church and put a bus depot in place of the church. That's the thing, is that churches, I mean, they don't actually have any use. They're just decorative.
Right.
So,
Well, that's a funny way of looking at the looking at the.
I was gonna say, yeah, but
Public
what about in
trust.
game? I'm fat little Waldo thing tonight. Don't mind me in the background.
oh,
Oop. Oop. Okay, clicked on the wrong thing apparently. Demand's still high on retail. So far, so good. Just waiting on it to build a little bit before I add anything else. I've learned from last time, I need to at least get a base where I'm making some money before I really start expending anything. Or eating
yeah,
too
you gotta
much.
get like citizens to move in.
Mm-hmm.
Popped up with a church right away there.
So finally starting to get a little bit of cash flow, but I'm still... Okay, I'm in the positive. You know, it's just a little bit, just a barely tiny little bit, wee little guy, scrunkly little bit, you know.
Okay, maybe they're unhappy because there's no commerce there.
No, you need that commerce.
Got to make that bread.
Mm-hmm. Oop. I get a little bit more money. We'll put us a nice little parky park right there, just in apropos of nothing, or kind of in the middle of a bunch of residential areas. Wow, the commercial's doing really well. Okay.
I don't suppose noise pollution is really a thing in this game, is it?
Not in this game, no. I mean, I think there is such a thing as noise, but I don't know, like, I don't think it's something that's actually, like, measured.
Because I know there is in city skylines. You'd be a fool to build residential too close to, say, industry.
Yeah, City Skylines is a whole different beast. All right, now I can expand some residential.
Makes this game look a little bit quaint, but I guess it's easier to understand in the long run.
figure out how I want this. How I want a little bit of a downtown to be.
You go downtown.
This is just zone reference. The stream.
Everyone loves a good Let's Race and Find Sings the Hits.
That's what we do. It's 6 wide, right? 6
Yep.
across, and then it can go any amount deep.
Correct. And amount long, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, people are moving back into that neighborhood, so that's good. I don't know why I built this here, other than the fact that I'm stupid.
Ah, don't sell yourself short. You've only begun to be stupid.
We've only just begun. I might actually go to Subway and get some of those Happy Gilmore collectible cups.
Okay, this is better. That would be an excuse to go to Subway for whatever reason. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, well, let's pause for a minute and let's take stock of where we're at. Save city, because always be saving, always don't be danning.
Let's see what my city advisors have to say these days. Oh, all my advisors say everything's pretty adequate.
Merely adequate. I'm not sure why there's a couple sections there that aren't building residential, but that's still where my demand lies, so. I'm willing to let it go and expand into the areas that I've just built to. Got a nice little spot around this lake where I can keep putting water pumps. And just put all of them that I need. All right, I think we can go cheetah for a little bit.
Folks moving in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any money.
Oh, that makes sense.
Are you already broke?
I'm bad at this.
Why is no one moving in? There you go.
She's checking in.
Oh no, my symmetry is ruined. I've miscalculated my cells by miscalculated by 1. Ain't that the rub? And there's no move your buildings in this game either. Just gotta
Nope.
demolish them.
So what do you keep tax at, Dan?
Well, Zager,
I've kept it at the default.
Zager,
At
you know there
7?
are 2 types of fatal
Yeah.
errors. There's the off by 1 error.
Yes.
That was the joke.
Anyways.
Anyways,
In other news, a local Canadian was found mysteriously missing today. Eyewitnesses report he had it coming.
I mean, that's what we're all going to think if it eventually happens. So He knows it.
Yeah, he do.
We're just gonna be like, well, that's a shame, but it was probably justified.
1,800 killed in quake.
Oh,
Make sure your disasters are off.
it might be no disasters. It'd be a good
Hold on.
idea. Yeah.
There we go.
Well, it
Yay.
happened on
Citizens
the edge of the
demand
map.
police. All right.
Way on the other edge of the map. I don't think anything was actually affected.
Where are the peace men? Where do they go?
Let it not be said that I stand for being even slightly incorrect. Wait, I don't think I want to say that. That might come back to haunt me later.
What's incorrect?
Well, this off by one error I've got going on here.
Oh, gotcha.
It tasks me.
It tasks me, and I shall have it. Fire to protection demanded. Okay, we can handle that as well.
Hospitals demanded.
Yeah, people tend to want health care.
Who knew? Can we tell them what kind they're entitled to?
I mean, there's only one kind of hospital in the game. It's not like SimCity 4 where they got clinics and...
All right,
I'm
pause.
not putting this right next to the road. You suckers can walk.
Oh, sucking up my money. My monies.
My money!
My money!
My theme park. Wait.
So you've seen that there's going to be Spaceballs 2, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, they're finally making the search for more money?
If they don't call it that, then nobody should ever watch it. Like that's all I'm gonna say. If that's not the title of it, then this is a terrible world that we live in.
Well, I'm afraid I may have some bad news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. There we go. Industry. Interesting. Okay. I wouldn't have thought there'd be industry demand, but we can deal with that. Two, three, four.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, gotta zoom in.
Today was a good day because today was new couch day.
Oh yeah.
New couch day.
So, how is it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sitting on it right now?
No.
I tell you what, a couch, a wireless keyboard, and a big TV. That's some relaxation right there.
Yep.
Hey, you want industry? I'll give you industry. Well, my monitor is a my monitor I use is a 50-inch 4K
Oh,
TV. So
I have not disabled disasters.
ah. Wait, what?
Destruction in one of Mother Nature's nastiest forms checked into my Saruba at 472 o'clock and 33:17 a.m. yesterday. At least 310 residents died, even though we just saw that it went over nothing. For 440 minutes, I'm beginning to think that the newspapers in this game are kind of silly. Well, I was just thinking about local city management these past couple days, and what I think I've come up with is the following. I would like to move.
Mm. I've got to figure out how to generate some income. Because all that stuff I added a whole bunch of costs. So maybe
More
just time to get some people to move
citizens.
in, yeah. Oh, now it's a little bit better. Estimated cash flow is 200.
Oh,
Yep, I've got water flowing.
again, right when I was clicking, too.
I've got water flowing to everything, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh,
I
this
will.
one's going
I
after
will
some
say
trees.
this, like at least from the so all these new remakes, as trepidatious as I am, at least from the trailer, the Lethal Weapon one might actually be really good.
You mean
Like,
Naked Gun?
Naked Gun, yeah, Naked Gun
Yes.
might actually be really good.
The
Like Liam
reason why
Neeson, if
Naked
anybody
Gun
can pull
is-
it off, I couldn't believe Liam Neeson could pull that off. I firmly believe that.
The reason why Liam Neeson can pull it off is because he was bad cop in the Lego movie.
Mhm.
And that's basically, I mean, you can draw a line from bad cop to Frank Drebin.
It's actually an interesting point that the original movie was pretty much compiled from the TV show.
Yeah, it's Police Squad.
Police Squad. Yeah, and one of the reasons the TV show failed was that you had to keep your eyes on it at all times in order to get the joke. Because
Right.
Are you
Leslie
saying it
Nielsen was
suffered
just out there.
from Arrested Development syndrome?
Yeah, I mean, consider the era that it was released in, and you have Leslie Nielsen out there playing it perfectly straight with just a perfect deadpan.
Well, that's the genius of it, is he played it like because he was originally a dramatic actor. So he plays it just straight up like it's like it's a dramatic acting. Like he plays it like he's being dead serious the whole time. He's doing the most. That's why Airplane works. It's he's being a serious actor in a completely absurdist comedy.
Mm-hmm. And the problem with doing that on TV is that in the era, you're looking at maybe most people would have, say, well, it was rare to have a screen that was even as big as 25 inches. And most of the time, you're looking at 15 and 17 inches. Like, so put that together with all the sight gags they were doing. And I think the time slot, and I forget where it has been said, but someone has gone into some very interesting detail in order to lay out the case for why it failed as a TV show. and why it worked as a movie. And that's pretty much what it amounts to. Just all those factors combined. TV was just not the format, not back in the day. No, sir. No, sir, or ma'am. Or no, sir, or ma'am, or I forget the rest. No, sir, no, ma'am, no friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Am I forgetting anybody?
No, I think you get it all covered.
I just built a fancy new microwave power plant.
Woo!
That took up a lot of my city's money, but I was having power problems.
See, I keep starting at 1900. So, like, I'm only on 1909. I should put it on. I should save it and put it on African swallow. What is the speed of the unladen African swallow?
Apparently fades.
I don't know.
If she weighs more than a duck, she's a witch.
If the men know we can shape shift, they are going to call the churches. That is like my favorite TikTok when TikTok first started.
The proto
Boy.
days of TikTok.
Does anyone remember when you said TikTok, you were referring to a Wizard of Oz character?
Yeah, that's what Return from Oz, right?
No one has ever referred to a Return from Oz character in their life.
Return from Oz is a fucked up movie. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Some of us have class, you know.
Well, you're talking about you're talking to Buttface. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, check the class at the door, pal. I'm over here stinking up the joint.
Oh, that's what you're doing. I'm like, what the fuck?
If I remember correctly, and I'm
That's
not sure
great.
that I do.
That's what you're doing.
If I remember correctly, and I'm not sure that I do, I think that in the original Oz novels by Frank Baum, TikTok was a character who actually did talk like a stereotypical robot, and that was either ahead of his time or just something that only happened like on stage and no one remembers that it did, and so now it looks ahead of its time because for a while that is just how robots talked.
Yeah.
Robots.
There should be no way with the amount of pumps I have that water's not getting to these little edge places right here. Like, I know part of this is just like water pump the game, but
Even without promotion, orbital power is likely to become a part of standard living within the next 182 years. When you think about it, loved one
Yay?
expert, orbital power is really long overdue.
all right, so what's in demand? All right. So we can build us some stuff. I guess commercial's just never in demand.
It really depends. Like in the very early part of the game, it's always like the fight between residential and industry.
Mm-hmm.
And then commerce starts picking up. Well, I've got some real demand bars for residential here, and I've got some zones that are...
Residents demand zoo. I can put a zoo. Demand park. That's costing me a lot of money, but if that's what they're demanding.
I don't know why
Ooh,
that
thunder.
power connection didn't work.
All right. Save city again. Because as we've established, we don't want to be Dan.
That's right. I haven't saved in a while. I should do that.
I'm making a decent amount of money, though.
We don't have a police station in this part of town. That's might be why some people are grumpy.
All right. I don't. It said water shortage reported, but there's no water shortage. Weird.
Spend a little money to
Okay.
make a
You
little
can
money.
end up with, depending on how dry it is, you could end up in a drought. Like, what's your
Well, I was on
what's
African
your-
Swallow. It said it for just a second and went away, and there is no water shortage.
what's your water line on your graph look like?
What do you mean?
If you look on your graph, you can see what percentage availability you have for like power and water and stuff.
I don't know what graph that would be.
If you look in, in your tool palette. It's actually right below the zoom in tool. It looks like a thing with lines, and you can turn on different line graphs. So you can turn on like the power percent and water percent, and you can see like what your actual, like what the availability of your system is.
I don't know how to read this. I'm in August. It says it's at 1640.
So turn off some of the other lines, like turn off your city size line, your residence, commerce, and so on, and that way you can check the lines for power percent and water percent.
I don't know what they mean though. What I'm looking at. I mean, they're at W.
So they'll say like W15
It
means
says
like you have like,
P13 for power, P13 for power, and then it says W15 for water.
okay, that means you have like 13% of available power capacity and 15% available water capacity. So one thing that can affect water versus power is that depending on conditions, like you can actually have a drought. So like you can have a perfectly, like in terms of pumping capacity, you can have enough, but depending on like if it's really dry, that's why water towers are in the game to like to, especially if you're trying to pull up like groundwater or whatever. Like when you build your pumps, like obviously I know you built them near water,
Okay,
but like I
so
know,
I've got way too many pumps. I've got like 4,000. I've got 400 pumps.
but also like if you have just like one zone, I've seen they have where if one zone isn't hooked up to power, it can complain about like, oh, there's water shortage.
Yeah. So would putting
Yeah.
a water tower be a thing to
Water
do then?
tower helps, like it's a good idea to have at least one water tower to help smooth through like the droughts.
Ah, why don't you let me put this on the edge of the map? That's so
Well,
annoying.
I've got some industrial demand now. I think I'm going to build an industrial
There's a water
zone
tower.
on this other side of the map here.
Yep, I've got my demand is. Oh, it is running at 92% of capacity. Shit, I need another power plant then, don't I? But I can't afford another power plant. I don't have any place to put a hydroelectric dam, so that wouldn't do me any good.
Yeah, you can only put hydros on waterfalls, which is annoying.
I guess we build the secondary plant and then just let it go on African Swallow for a while until I make some money back.
And meanwhile, I've just had to replace my coal power plant with another coal power plant.
Yeah, because there's all my money. All my money's is gone.
I just realized those zones aren't doing anything because they don't have electricity, you dumbass.
Jackass. Oh, well, that generated a lot more money. Okay. All right. Now we're making some money. Let's let this build up for a little bit. I know I need to expand some industry, but I need some cash flow first. One more year. Now I'm getting into like civilization territory here. Like one more year, just one more year, and then I'll start doing stuff.
It's always
Alright.
one more year.
Mm-hmm.
You never quite appreciate how long it's going to take when you're always just going one more year. 1 year at a time.
So water is at 0%. So how am I going to increase water?
Build more pumps.
Do you have any idea how many pumps I've already got?
I understand. You need to build more of them. Are
Construct
they
more
connect? Are they
pylons.
You can
They're
also
all
have an
touching
issue.
each other, and they're all around a body of water.
I also had an issue once where I built some pumps, but I didn't quite connect them right to the network, so they weren't producing enough water. Actually, I should build like a water treatment plant.
Must say, my efforts to chew through this mountain are
Which, to be
being
fair, I have
largely
no idea
stymied.
what the strategy for building pipes is. I just can
You
do enough
just,
to connect everything.
Right. You only need enough pipes to connect up your neighborhood. I've got an area over here that has like pipes and stuff connected, but it's clearly I must have a water shortage or something because they're not coming up lit. But my water percentage looks pretty good.
It's all right. Well, let's.
Maybe this water treatment plant will help.
Still saying water 0, but I mean, I've just built a whole bunch more pumps. Like now it's at 49. Okay, I built a lot more pipe with it too, so maybe that'll help.
There also is a delay between the water coming online. But usually it goes pretty quickly. I got Danville population burgeoning, says the newspaper. The ranks of Danville have swelled to over 60,000. The mushrooming
Danville's
county has
ring.
been fueled by Mayor Dan's skillful management and direction. Oh, shucks. Swarms of settlers, including lawyers, to which the mayor has shown particular sensitivity, have flocked to the metropolis that promises nice jobs, nice neighborhoods, and safe roads. Oh, it looks like the military base might come. Your nation's military is interested in building a base on your city's soil. This could mean extra revenue. It could also raise new problems. You want to grant land to the military. Damn it, I wish I had saved before that, because I don't want them to put in missile silos, but I'd take an Air Force base.
Right.
Is there any actual consequence to this happening, or is it just...
I think
something
crime can take place near them.
Hmm.
I don't remember. I mean, that basically just means wherever they build it, you can't build something. It belongs to the federal government. Maybe they'll come knocking around later, but let me save for now. Buddy da deep 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 deep.
Okay, so that's at 24 years. 54% of capacity. 54%, so pretty good going there.
Oh, I just cracked 10,000.
All right, let's check everything.
Did something happen to my water?
47 and 44, so we're pretty good on that. What is my population?
My water's at 18%. So why is this part of town all of a sudden?
Um, Four, three, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Should build some more water capacity. Yep, that just doubled my water capacity, so that's good.
Oh, power shortage. Need an extra power plant. What to do? What to do?
What to do? What to do?
Maybe I'll just go over to this very suspiciously shaped mountain of waterfalls that comes from nowhere and goes to nowhere.
Not a big demand for residential, but some. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That should take care of it. Commerce demands airport. Oh, great. I
Yep,
forgot
y'all
how to
are
do
further
these.
along than I am. There
So
we
an
go.
airport, you need to build at least a 5-tile wide area to have a runway.
I might be able to pull that off. Let's see here. $250 per tile. That's going to take a while to save up for.
Yep, taint cheap.
All right. City.
Water shortage reported. I'm not made of money over here.
Oh, water treatment plants now.
Now, what were the dimensions for an airport?
You need a oh, Bob has a network error. I'll fix that. An airport, you need at least a 5-tile uninterrupted strip for a runway. So I usually, like a first airport, would recommend like a 2 by 5, tiled zone as it were.
Oh, that's weird. I'm not dropping any frames. I wonder why it did that. Because it did it on my. I had to refresh mine too. Huh.
And he's back.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems since I switched to fiber. I finally just said fuck it to charter.
People are demanding fire stations.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, a helicopter.
Maybe I'll put a fire station over on this side of town.
Come back here. Come back here, helicopter. Ha 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 ha. barbecue.
Yeah, I'm finally starting to get some commercial demand.
Mysterious circumstances and gapers surrounded a helicopter crash in Mysuruba late yesterday afternoon.
Oh, shouldn't be an availability problem. Maybe it's just being a pain.
Fell out of the sky for no apparent reason. Oh.
Why is that not producing?
A survey taken among schools indicated that children enjoyed watching the proceedings.
So what does the treatment plant actually do?
I believe it increases water capacity without the need to build more pumps because it treats the wastewater.
That wasn't too expensive. All right, so okay, maybe that fixed the issue because it's showing my water availability is good, so that shouldn't be that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, tax revenue is really good. Making some money here. I'm all the way up to 1930. Woohoo!
Yay!
Mm-hmm. All right. Pause. So why are you? It's saying I've got the highest demand for. I've got the highest demand for residential, but I've got a whole big area and a whole host of just abandoned houses.
It might be that they don't have a good access to jobs.
How the hell would that work?
Like, are they close to?
I mean, well, look at the city. Nobody's far. Look,
Hang on
you
a
can
second.
see it. Yeah, nobody's far.
Hmm. Well, I seem to have caused a slight wildfire.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, actually, those look like abandoned industrial buildings.
No, those are houses.
I
Abandoned building, residential, high density.
Right, but I'm looking at your industrial zone on the other side of the map.
I don't have anything abandoned on the industrial zone. The only thing I have abandoned is right there where the houses are in the light residential. I mean, yeah, there's a couple, but I mean they demolished themselves. This isn't the other game.
How's my education looking?
hmm.
We'll be able to pick up parks are there. Maybe that'll do something.
Yeah, I probably need to start building a couple more schools.
Yeah, speaking of that, while we got it paused, let's check our officers 160, arrest for 2310. So if a high crimes reported versus arrests means you probably need another police station.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Population's at 18,410.
Not bad.
Okay.
Water's showing 0 again, which doesn't make any sense.
Let's see here. I keep getting sidetracked. I think what I was trying to do was build a police station.
I'm 75% capacity. Oh, that was an accident. Load city. That's why I keep saving.
Speaking of saving, good thing. Good thing we remembered to do that.
God dang it. All right. Well, that was a stupid mistake. It was getting close to end of life anyway. That hurt. That cost me some money.
People are asking for a pollution ordinance. Well, they're not getting one.
Oof.
Fires looks good. Response time's 3 minutes. Hospital, 1,000 beds, 635 patients. Grade's F though. Like, how would you improve your hospital?
It's usually if it's overcrowded.
But it's not overcrowded. It's 1,000 beds and 600 people in it.
Hmm.
Do you have more than one hospital?
Mm-mm. I don't think the population.
And for 18,000 people, you probably do need a second hospital.
School's at an A.
Well, that's what you want a school to get. You want them to
Right.
you want them to have an A. A.
A.
That was close. Seemed to have demolished a number of water pumps trying to remove this small ledge.
Yeah.
Water should not be an issue. It says at 41, powers at 28. 70%. I'm going to regret this, but I will need to build another power plant. But I need to put it at the edge of the map.
My perfect grid city is running out of space for my perfect grid. Whatever shall I do? Shall I perhaps build residential right next to an airport? That sounds like a lovely idea.
Sounds like a Los Angeles idea. Okay, build that hospital's an A. And now other hospitals a B plus. Okay, so maybe that. I guess that could make sense. Oh, now I got more demand. $837. What you want to say? Go to 9 o'clock, Dan?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
That'd probably work for me.
Oh, oh boy. Hmm. Mm. This is not good.
Oh no.
My fun, chill time has turned into a terrible disaster.
Oh
no.
no!
Apparently, there was a large building in the way of the runway.
Oh.
Oh.
And funny thing about what happens when planes come into contact with large buildings, as I'm sure we're all aware.
Yep, I was definitely underschooled, I think.
The problem is not so much the contact; it's the fact that there is a momentum differential. We'll put it.
Yeah, I need another school. That's definitely a thing that needs to be added.
You need so much more res. It's oh look at that green though.
I know, I see it.
Your town is thirsty. It needs more green.
I'm trying.
Build a library
This is
right now.
rapidly escalating.
Oh no!
Yeah, now that I've built some more schools and cleared my overcrowding problems, we're back up to A plus school ratings.
Yay.
So
My college is about 50% utilized, so that's.
Where do you think we sit on the whole load from a previous save standpoint?
Go for it.
We
do it
yeah,
all
we
the
all
time.
do that.
I'm afraid I've got a bit of a snafu over here.
A kerfuffle.
A minor oversight in that I only have 2 fire departments for the whole city, which is currently burning down at a rapidly expanding rate.
That's
Yeah,
a good idea. Let's
that's
put
an issue
another.
right
let's
there.
let's put another fire station while we're thinking about it. That's not a bad idea.
I forget. Is there a any way around this? This boy, who knew that one plane crash could change the course of everything?
Who knew indeed?
Oh, the aquarium.
All right, let's save and then let's go back into swallow mode. Got some room to expand. I need to be making some money.
Up to 68,000 Sims.
President turns 309. Naysayers say nay.
Well, I had a city.
Yeah, I can. I see it. I see it on the screen now. Yeah, that's not fun. Just paused for a minute. All right, let's see where we're at. So they won't.
Simcopter
See, I've
1
still got
reporting
these.
heavy
The
traffic.
thing is, it's
Well, I bet you
housing
are.
demand's really high, but I still have these areas where there's just abandoned buildings, and I don't get it.
It's got to be a traffic or like there's something about that area that is undesirable to the Sims.
It would seem that there's something about this area that's somewhat undesirable to my
Yeah,
Sims.
it's on because
but
it's on fire.
Gee, I can't
Can't
quite put
imagine
my finger
why.
on it. What could it possibly be? I'm just wondering how much longer it can go on like this.
Now you're Nero watching your city burn.
Playing the world's smallest violin.
Mm-hmm.
Capacity 5,000 cubic feet per minute. Untreated filth 35,000 cubic feet. Treated filth.
Oh, well, my treated filth was like 128,000. Untreated was like 90,000. So I just built a whole bunch more plants.
Well, in lighter news, the industrial district appears to have survived mostly intact.
That's good. I think.
As compared to literally everywhere else.
Exactly.
Damn.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. How does a water pump start to burn down?
You would be surprised.
Oh,
Yeah, I think at this point, the only way to put this out would be to summon a hurricane.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
You know what? Why not? Why not? Where's that Elmo gif when I need it?
The one with
What's
him
population?
standing in front
Population's
of fire.
24,640.
Boy, that is some really piffling flooding going on there. You can do better than that.
Mm.
Meanwhile, a helicopter is just stranded in the middle of nowhere. Well, guess my work here is done.
but you didn't do anything.
Did I?
I understood that reference.
I wonder what
Right.
these people are thinking right now.
$68.
Well, on the bright side, the price of real estate has gone way down.
67% of capacity. So I'm doing all right on that one. Where's water? 34%. So we're pretty good on that one. Demand should not be high for residential because there's plenty of fucking residential for them to build at. They're just not doing it.
I keep waiting for this to stop, but it's just not happening. It just keeps going.
And going and going.
Remember those early versions of Minecraft where if you use a flint and steel on a tree, you'd be looking at the elimination of an entire forest?
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm feeling right now.
I'm doing a little bit of terrain leveling.
All right, I think I've seen enough. Time to find out where it all went wrong.
Well, it went wrong when you built a airport in a bad location.
Okay, let's see now. Well, let's see. What should I do? Move the airport or... That should fix it.
Built the city hall. All the freaking water pumps. File, save city. Go back after swallow for a little bit.
All right, we fixed some terrain, so now I've got better spots to build.
Grocery story. Somehow I get the impression that spell check was not involved in this game. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Maybe it's more like, join us and tell your grocery story at Grocery Story, the local grocery story. Located right next to Maitsuruba International Airport. What could possibly go wrong?
A lot of things, you'd be surprised.
Okay, I just spent like $10,000 fixing a bunch of terrain.
And speaking of large amounts of money, I'm going to need some if I'm going to expand where I'm thinking.
Oh.
Oh, not again. I didn't even see it happen that time. Got it under control that time. Crash thrashes 4,400. A commercial jet carrying more and more inhabitants was forced to make a crash landing in a miniature field near the Nigel Cow Ranch. Approximately 4,400 were killed in the emergency landing. Well, that's just fantastic.
Finally starting to get some like real like skyscrapers. High density commercial tower.
I'm definitely going to have to do something about this airport.
Try building a college. Maybe that'll promote something. All right. Don't have any demand for anything but residential.
My demand for everything is through the roof.
Here, that should solve the problem.
Save city. Okay. Let's let it go swallow mode for a little bit. See what happens. Gas power perfected at Paris University. So I guess that's natural gas plant, right?
Yep.
I'll probably build one of them when I win one of my Actually, let's check that. Stop.
There,
Pause.
no amount of space wasted.
Let's check capacity. That one's almost gone. They're running pretty good capacity.
I'm at a $5,000 a year surplus. That's
I'm a few thousand or a couple thousand. I've got about $43,000.
Oh, now what? Well, where were you last time, Flood? I could have used you a couple save games ago.
Gas is only
And
50.
out on the edge
It's
of
a
the
lot
map
cheaper
over here.
though.
I guess one way to improve health is to use the free clinics ordinance.
Yeah,
that's the thing we could do. I hadn't been looking at the ordinances.
If you thought go-kart filled dumpsters wouldn't float, think again. Oh, looks like Mario Kart World isn't panning out so well.
Oh no.
How am I doing on health? How's my hospitals? Oh, this hospital is grade F.
Oh no.
That hospital's also, I guess I need to build some more hospitals. Well, this side of town doesn't have a hospital.
1,753 is my surplus at the moment.
I guess I should build a hospital for this part of town.
My old shoe.
And maybe this part of town too.
Perry, a smoothly unheard of killer who would have liked to stay that way, was an integral part of the group that constructed the most ingenious innovation to date, Darko. When asked how he could place such an amazing concept, especially given his lack of experience, he muttered, "It was the dinosaur repellent that inspired me. Once I noticed that, the Darko just came to me." Having served Gregarious hard time for the other things that just came to him 2 years ago during a defenestration, the inventor feels nothing but desire about cleaning up his livelihood. Manchester is proud to be the pioneer of Darko and encourages other cities to pursue installing Darko. Darko!
Checking. Okay, those are both good. One of those power
Hang on a
plants.
second, I'm making negative money.
Right at end of life. I forget, I don't get it. It's sitting here showing me like big demand for residential, but I got a big open residential zones nobody's moving into.
How far away are those residential zones from industrial zones?
Again, Dan, you can look at the city. Nobody's far from anything.
I don't know. That's like halfway across where I think your industrial zone is. That's like halfway across the map from those houses on the far left side you got there.
You don't want industry near residential, though.
Right, but you need to start thinking about like building a buffer or something and putting some industry on that part of town. I have a feeling that the issue for them is that there aren't jobs for people that are moving in that area.
Surely this will cause no issues. Much better. I suppose my plan to load up on fire stations may have... I say that, and it happened again. What is wrong with this city?
What is wrong with this city? Oh, all these churches. That's what's wrong with this city.
This was supposed to be the summer of George. Yeah, I'm not watching this happen again. Note to self, even a municipal park is no match for a low-flying plane.
No.
I think we built another one.
Sounds about right.
All right, my hospitals are in much better shape now.
If that doesn't solve the problem, I don't know what will.
Thus solving the problem once and for all.
All right, well, it's about 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we've had a pretty good session tonight, I'd say.
I agree.
And we've also learned a lot about the proper placement of certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Zager, one would say, yes.
Let's take a
I'm
look
a
at my
smart mayor.
graph here. Over the past 100 years, wow, I can see in the year whatever that is, I had a significant explosion in the population, like doubling. I wonder when that, I mean, that must have been when I started tonight, I think. I don't know, I'm trying to, because I remember when I started tonight, what was my population when I started tonight? That's a good question. I don't remember.
Mine's currently at 29,150.
I must have started at like 40,000 something. Now I'm at like 72K. My unemployment has dropped considerably. That's good. My education is okay. My health is so-so. Water, power is okay. My crime is going up. I'm gonna have to deal with crime, I think, in the next. I'll have to build some more police stations on my next go around. Let's go around let's go around the court here. We've got not a girl face. Currently, I'm looking at her underground view.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Tell us about how you built and improved your city on LRT.
Well, I just started it. Ultimately, it's going slow, but I will like to admit that it's not bad.
What's your population looking like?
Let me see. Now let's see if I can find that. That is a good.
You can use your graph.
Graph. Where is my graph? There's my graph. Let's see. Only got almost 2,000, but it's not bad. It's only been like 40, not 50 years.
Yeah, you gotta build more residences.
Yeah, I'm slowly building up.
Z, now that you've gone back to a point where your city is not on fire.
Insert strong bad joke here.
Looks like you have strong demand for residents.
Hey, but at least we're 11,000 population strong as compared to our neighbor city of Sinistral, which I
Does
think we're
Luvia
going to,
live there?
I think we're going to have to do a run just to get that straightened out. But
Bob, how'd you? Oh, sorry, Z.
Well, as I was just reporting to the graph, for what it's worth, not a bad city when it's not on fire. I'm quite pleased with myself. I do say so myself.
How about Bob?
All right, let's pause it. All right, so we're sitting at Arlen has a total of 32,930. Started doing what Dan said, moved some industry a little bit further south, and that seems to have kicked off the population surge. We're going to be moving into this riverfront area here eventually. So population centers are largely centered around that lake, and to the side, a surplus of about $68,000, so sitting pretty good. 62% of capacity on my power plants. We're currently in year 1970, the year of our Lord 1975. Looks like house crimes doing pretty good. I think I got enough police stations. That's doing all right. Let me do that one. Hospitals are an A, so we're adequate with that one. Fire response is 2 minutes, so we're doing good with it. University has 5,000 A plus, and then let's find us a school. C plus. So we're about overcrowded. We need a couple more schools. All right, that we can handle that. I'll do that next time we play. But I'd say it's looking pretty good. We're slowly expanding the industry kind of a little bit out in the south, and then kind of doing it coating around the edge of the population centers. Not a bad little city.
I think my next goal is I'm going to have to build that. Now that I've got enough money, I think I can probably safely start building the subway. Because boy, are subway tiles expensive. Subways are $100 a tile. And subway stations are $250 a station. Whereas a road is $10 and an above ground rail is $25. So subway, very expensive.
Very expensive.
But I have a feeling it's the only way I'm going to be able to get any kind of mass transit into part of my downtown core. So we'll have to see how that works.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for next time. So until then, Hope everybody's re-election campaigns go well, and we'll all be back next time for another round of SimCity.
Woo! Night, everyone.
And remember, everybody, might Saruba.
Aruba.